Hey everybody, welcome. Thanks for tuning in. My name is Clint. I'm Mystic Valley Designs. I airbrush custom model horses. The next few videos I do will be on this model. This model is Seunta Fraxinus. This is owned by one of my clients named Christy. She's out in Connecticut. This was sculpted by Anna Zharankova, and I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Based on the carving on the base of it or on the bottom of it, I assume this model was released in about 2016. Last week, I started work on that. I got out the carbide scrapers, went over a few parts of it, and the quality of the model was just almost flawless, just incredibly nice, good to work with. But there's a few tiny little spots that you've got to clean up. So I did that last week, and then took off all the mold release agent, and I did a video on that one, by the way. And it's done with something called Barkeeper's Friend with oxalic acid. It strips off the silicone release agents that sometimes adhere to models when they come out of a casting. So anyway, it's been primered once, and actually for that primer coat I used Rust-Oleum. So today's video, we're going to start off with a carbide scraper again, and I've already done some of that off camera a few moments ago, just simply going over it again. You know, maybe I missed a speck or two here and there. Then I cleaned up my hands, mild soapy cleaner, cleaned up my hands, cleaned up the model again. I'm big on that. It just simply, it prevents a lot of headaches further down the road. Mostly it promotes adhesion and allows your paint to stick better if you have a very clean model. So today's episode will be essentially hosing this model down and making it a very light brown. Now, normal people would have used brown right out of the tube or right out of the can or something like that. But we can do a little bit better than that. So for today's brown, now, in my opinion, this will be a very standard-looking bay horse. It'll have a few dapples on it and four black legs, black mane and tail, and really that's about it. So we're going to start off with, what is this? Burnt sienna, which is a rather light shade of brown in my opinion. And that'll get us most of the way there. And then we're going to add in just a tiny bit of copper metal flake into that. And it'll brighten it up just a little bit. So today's episode will be, I'm going to fire up my air compressor, by the way. I'll be using my trusty Pache VL3 with a 2-ounce jar. To mix up the paint, let's get some of my thinner. And I've made a video on how to produce that thinner. So we're going to crack open some sienna here, burnt sienna. And apparently this is a brand new tube. So we're going to try to peel off the seal on it. There we go. And we're going to put in a generous amount. And that will probably be, I'm going to add a little bit more. Paint's cheap there. So now we've got the that. We're going to take some thinner, add some thinner on top of that. I need a popsicle stick. So we're going to stir up the paint. For this paint job today, I want the consistency, if you can see this drip. I want it to be a little bit thinner than that. Normally, a good starting point is about the consistency of whole milk, maybe a little bit thicker than milk. Now we're going to add in just a little bit of metal flake, and we're just going to eyeball this. And that was way too much. Now, I cannot have any clumping in this, so we're just going to mix and mix and mix and mix and mix and stir and stir and stir and stir. Now, adding the powder into my paint has the side effect of thickening it up, so you get more thinner. Now, today is Sunday, February 9, Super Bowl day. Super Bowl comes on in a few hours. I have no idea who's playing. Don't know, don't care, don't pay attention to the Super Bowl or to football in general. In northern Indiana here, it is cold, gray, wet, windy, and miserable outside. Not a fun day to be outside with the horses. The next thing I need to add is some Createx hardener. I use this as a hardener and a adhesion promoter. So let's get some of this off of here, this residue. There we go. We're going to add a few drops of this. There we go. When you're using 40-30, never add more than about 10% by volume. So you've got 9 parts paint to 1 part 40-30. I've bored you folks for enough, so I'm going to cut off the camera for a moment, fire up my air compressor, and get my airbrush ready to go, and I'll come back in a minute, and we'll put a second base coat on this. So hang with me. Hey everybody, welcome back. Thanks for hanging in there. I've got my paint mixed up, and we're ready to start. If you'll notice, I'm using my Pache VL3. Fantastic. So we're going to get the color cup jammed up in there and put on some safety glasses here. If you'll notice, I have my my air hose wrapped around me. That's a throwback to way back when I would be in my studio 8, 10, 12 hours a day. And believe me, holding up a 3 or 4 ounce airbrush after 8 hours can get tiring, especially with that hose pulling on you. So I learned to just simply wrap it around my hand, and takes a little bit of stress off the wrist. Anyway, so I've got a brown mixed up. And I'm in no hurry to do this. So it's not like I'm gonna, open up the throttle here and dunk it in a bucket of brown paint. Now, one of the benefits of going slowly, so to speak, and in my book right now, I'm going pretty slowly on this model, on this paint job right now. The nice thing about it is this paint is virtually dry already right now. So on cold winter days like today, it's good to stay inside, get some painting done. Ozzy is not with me today. Ozzy went to the vet earlier this week and got fixed. So he's up in his cage healing right now. So if you hear a dog barking, it's probably him wanting out. Everybody, this is Dutch. Dutch, can you say hi? Yeah, hi Dutch. Good boy, Dutch. Oh my goodness. My paint cup just fell off. Imagine that. There we go. Let's keep going. And this is, super exciting, so I'm probably going to edit this out for the next couple of minutes. But I've just simply got an industrial heat gun, and I'm just simply going over my model. Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for hanging in there. My model is about 80% coated with the first coat of brown. So we're just going to, and I've spent the last 4 or 5 minutes drying that. So we're just going to continue on with more of the brown. Hit it a little bit harder this time. Here's what it looks like now. And we're just simply going to add a heavier coat of the same brown. No changes to it. Beautiful shade of brown. In the tube, it doesn't look that great. That's what it looks like. It's just sort of a generic brown. But once you apply it over a white base coat, and I've added some essentially glitter to it, some ultra fine copper flake to it, it just really makes it come alive. And I just really love that brown, that shade of brown. So anyway, we're just going to continue on hosing it down. Thank you. Welcome back. I can see on my camera face there that my camera's been rolling for 27 minutes now. So from start to finish, this has been a 27-minute project so far. And of course, I'm going to edit that down. I've hit this thing with my heat gun twice now, and each time has been maybe 3 minutes, maybe 4 minutes at the most, just simply to dry the paint so I can handle it like this. So we're going to continue on. Okay, folks, I think I'm done with this stage of the game. What we've done is we've started with a bare model that had already been prepped and primer coated. We're in the process of turning it into a bay. Today's episode was just simply putting on a second base coat, which happened to be the primary body color. So we took some paint out of the tube, thinned it down with a special thinner, and I've done a video on that thinner. I added some mica copper flake to it, just simply to brighten it up a little bit. So today's episode was just simply painting it brown. So that's the episode for today. The next step will be to go in with black. And again, I'll probably use a Pache VL1 for that slightly finer version, smaller version of this. And just simply start putting in black socks. Parts of the face, the mane and tail will be done with airbrush. And then this will be finished off with a brush. It will not be airbrush to do the fine details on it. But anyway, folks, thanks for tuning in. My name's Clint. I'm Mystic Valley Designs. And today was putting on the second base coat on a resin. So stay tuned, and I'll talk with you later. Thanks. Peace out. Bye now.